at the end of the day, to all the points that you just made, really what organizations need to do is protect themselves, right?
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Um, and protecting yourself is not something that's unknown. It's something that's very well known, and we understand the cost. And I think what I would add to what you said, I agree with everything you said, but what I would add to what you said is, I think what we need to see, and this is one of the things that we personally spend a lot of time on as an organization. I think we need to take those standards and frameworks and contextualize them not only to size or um, like as an example in the CIS controls implementation group, right? Everything's divided into implementation groups, and the implementation groups are kind of a loose way of knowing, which sandbox matters to you in of the three, or which ones matter to you. I think that at the end of the day, frameworks are going to need to align both on size, on risk, and on the particular industry or parameters of risk that an organization has. And we've got to make the approach a little more tailor fit to the organization, because the in my opinion, the risk of, while they're fantastic, the bodies of research behind them are fantastic. I'm not poo-pooing at all the folks at the Center for Internet Security or NIST. That everybody that's contributed to those standards has done an amazing thing, and ISO and others that are out there. However, um, there is a sort of generic nature to a lot of it that doesn't necessarily create a breadcrumb trail for security or risk practitioners to follow that will help them understand how to right size a security program for an organization, both based on their size, demographic, the types of customers they have, the types of data or exposure that they have, and risks that they have. I think that's kind of the missing piece. And that's what I'd really like to see, like out of this newest this newest revision in NIST that's going to be released potentially this year.
Yes.
Those types of changes are what I think are really important. And I think we as practitioners need to stop looking for or talking about kind of the flavor of the month, and talk about how to be smarter, how to do smarter security, smarter risk management, how to really tune in the things that make the most difference, and save budget on the things that are not going to move the needle for you at all as an organization in your risk profile. And that I think that's where rubber meets road for a lot of folks, and that's where a lot of folks are not thinking about or looking today, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I think that's exactly right. And without that, it's just overwhelming. And I do think, especially for the smaller and mid-sized businesses, it's just like I just don't know where to start, so I'm not starting. It's
Exactly. Or like, I'll buy this antivirus or EDR product and nothing else, because I don't know what I need. Do I need vulnerability scanning? Do I need privilege access management? Do I need, some other identity controls, or other technologies in the ring? Do I need zero trust network access? Like, there's so many buzzwords and alphabet soup out there in the security product space that it's just like, I can understand why people get overwhelmed.
yes. And then the combination with that, and they're all out to get us, and it's not if but when. It's like, oh my
Mhm.
gosh, that's like, what do I do now? So
Yeah.
I think it is a combination of also just helping people understand the most important thing we do is to recover rapidly, and here's how you can do that by implementing these things.
Yeah, I completely agree. What I think that's that's my one criticism of the security marketing and sales engine, is that it's important to highlight the risk, but it's important not to fud out, right? Like, you can't, you're not going to move anybody or compel anybody or inspire anybody to do the right thing if you're telling them that they're fighting a hopeless fight that they can never get fully ahead of. That's not a an encouraging message, and it's not even true, frankly.
Right.
It's true that we can't stop attacks from happening. We can't stop criminals from trying to monetize, vulnerabilities in code or whatever the particular circumstance of the day might be. But we can certainly put the same, critical controls in place in organizations that make those outcomes a lot more difficult for criminals, and make it much less of a extinction event and more of a speed bump to those organizations that are experiencing it.
That's right.